per day. We can do that elsewhere. And the project we are making is we want to see how it is possible for us, all our 14 million kids in school, instead of wearing plastic from all manner of places, they should be able to wear shoes from our own livestock. And we can be able to get those shoes better with a price that is affordable to all of us, and we can agree how that can be funded. I see many counties funding school milk. We can also do school shoes. And we can partner to make sure that all our kids are sitting good in school, not bare feet, like the way all of us did when we went to school. So I also, this morning, I was talking to Governor Waiguru about how we need to bring our TVETs, because you had Rao say footwear training on footwear and that whole ecosystem there. And I was speaking with my dear sister here, very relaxed. I was talking with her. She was actually the first person I called in the morning. And I was telling her that we need a small meeting between the Ministry of Education and the counties so that we can harmonize the curriculum between your vocational training institutions at the county and our TVETs, so that that whole chain speaks to our manufacturing. How do we train others at the lower level of certificate in the lower cadres? And by the way, I am willing to help. You know, the way we have improved on our TVETs, we can do the same with our vocational training centers that are under the counties. So we can, again, that is a space where I requested Governor Ann to provide some leadership, and then we can talk and see how we can support people like Rao and all the others in that space. Let me also say, Madam Gumi said there are so many people that are being trained by different people. And they are wondering how we can mainstream these people who already have skills. The good news, Madam, I don't know, did I get your name right? Ngumi. Ngumi, yeah. That we now have recognition of prior learning as a mechanism of bringing those people and certifying them as people who have skills, and they can be given certification papers and they can go forward and work. So we have changed the law so that our TVETs can issue certificates for recognition of prior learning, especially people who have skills whom they have developed because of where they were working. I don't know. I think, I don't know whether I have answered many of the issues that were, oh, energy. Yeah, there is one issue around energy. And even before I go to energy, I know Wanga talked about seeds. And I agree with you, Wanga, that if you give out seeds that do not, you are in so much trouble. I don't know, there is somebody who gave out seeds. Wambora ran. Wambora was impeached twice. Over seeds. So it's a very risky venture, I agree. But I have discussed with my minister for trade. In fact, I am going to personally visit, I think, 2 countries, the ones we agreed, who will assist us with cotton seed, because we need scale. You know, we are running short of time. We may not have time to develop our own in good time. So we might have to import some seeds. So I will travel to 1 or 2 countries in the next maybe in the next 2 weeks, so that we can be sure. And they have asked me to go and speak to the president of some 2 countries, let me not say which ones, so that they can allow us to import their seeds and see how we can fast track that process. That is very important to us because we need to move together. On issue of energy, I think the immediate intervention that we are making is, number one, on the special economic zones, we are trying to develop a tariff for the special economic zones. That's number one. But that will not be enough, you know. We have to think of all the other manufacturers that are not in our special economic zones and what do we do with them. It's a conversation we are having. Two things that we are doing, as Jir was saying, the governor of Wajir, about Ketraco. We are changing the model in Ketraco. We were using government money to develop transmission lines. We want the private sector to develop transmission lines. We will pay them a willing charge when we use it to transport our energy. The law is already there, so we are in discussion with people who can invest in transmission lines. That's number one. Number two, we've just agreed on reforming Kenya Power and Lighting Corporation. It is overdue. We have a lot of manenos there, so we are dissecting it so that we can, because number one, we are losing between 20 and 30% of all our energy, which we pay for, but we don't consume because it gets lost somewhere. It is because of many things, let me not say. So we are working on Kenya Power. We have agreed on our development partners on what we need to do. We have new management at Kenya Power, so we are working at it because the cost of power, as has been said here, is a major issue, especially speaking to our global competitiveness. I think that is one of the issues Caro will tell us we need to do something about. So I hope I have said, I think I've spoken to the issues that were raised. If there are any other issues, I am still available to answer any other questions.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And yes, you have responded to a majority of the issues that have been asked, and any others, like you've said, will be asked later. Carol, as the private sector, the President has spoken. I'm sure you want to ask him when you want to meet next. So please, as we conclude.
Thank you, Your Excellency. You've made your commitments. We've heard from the governors, and we've made our commitments, Your Excellency. So my only commitment to you is that I'll rally these people twice a year to meet with you and the governors, and so that at least we can, how many? Okay.
Actually, Carlo just spoiled my party because I had already booked on your calendar to meet every 3 months, so that
he's even made it better.
So that, and I think I want to echo the governor of Bungoma, what he has said about next time we meet. It's not stories. It is what have we achieved. Your Excellency, we were here in February in Naivasha, and here today we reported some progress on some few areas like Kibes and all that. We hope that on the second week of September, after you host the climate summit, we will meet again, see what everybody has done. And Your Excellency, you know, you've given me a wonderful team of governors to work with. You can just judge by how attentive they were. In fact, it's only the phone of Governor of Bungoma which rang only once. And he assured me it was Yesu Atongaren who was calling. There was no other reason. So we are going to meet again. All the governors, this is what you have achieved. These are the types you have rolled out. Private sector says, even my good friend Rajan, the chairman of CAM, will have gotten saved by that time and will move forward. Thank you very much.
By the way, let me, in a very special way, congratulate governors on their commitment to the county aggregation and industrial parks. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, many governors did not even wait for the budget. Some of them went and adjusted their budgets and put in money. You have my commitment on that issue. That is one thing we must get off the ground and done with. Hopefully, in the next 1 year, they should be working. And by the way, I have secured some resources to equip those county aggregation and industrial parks. So, tuko sawa. So, nyinyi mjipange hapo. Hawa watu ya private sector tutawasukuma.
Your Excellency, thank you. I was worried about your calendar overwhelming it, but your CS has committed you. So every 3 months we'll rally, and including the other value chains that we didn't talk about, tea and others, and make sure that the private sector commitments that we've made, we come and give you progress. So kama unataka kutuchapa, unatuchapa hapo. Kama tujaendelea vile tumesema. So that's really what I wanted to say. And if you just allow me before we walk